Good morning, students. I am your science teacher, Tamilmani. Today we are going to study about motion. So, what's motion? Motion comes from mechanics. Mechanics is a branch of physics which deals with both the rest and motion of a body. So, study of bodies at rest, that's called as statics, and the study of bodies in motion is called as dynamics. Already in our lower classes we have studied lot about rest. What is rest? When the body does not changes its position with respect to the surrounding, then we call that the body is at rest. But when the body changes its position with respect to the surroundings, then we call that as motion. So in your lower classes, you have studied different types of motion, that is rectilinear motion, circular motion, vibratory motion, rotational motion, like that you have studied. Already you know that straight line, if a body moves in a straight line, then the body is said to be in rectilinear motion. The example for that is a boy running in for 100 meters race. So that is rectilinear motion. If a body moves in a circular path, then we call that the body is said to be in circular motion. So, a boy riding his cycle in a circular path, that's one example for that. Then as well as the merry-go-round, that you all know that merry-go-round, that's also an example for circular motion. Then rotational motion, that's very familiar to among the boys. What's that? That's the motion of the tap, bambara, அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா? Motion of the tap, that is the rotational motion. The body will rotate with one axis, so that is rotational motion. These are all the things you have studied in your earlier classes itself, but for your portion, 9th standard portion, we have to study about distance and displacement. In your lower classes, you have studied that distance means the interval between 2 points, that's called distance, that you have studied in your 7th and 8th standard. But now the definition slightly changes. What's that? The actual length of the path traveled by a moving body irrespective of direction. Irrespective of direction means what's that? We are not mentioning the direction. In which direction the body is moving, that's not mentioned. But the body is traveling some distance. But without mentioning any direction, then we call that as distance. The actual length of the path traveled by a moving body irrespective of direction. So here, regarding this distance, there is no direction is given. It has only magnitude. A body travels 10 meters, a body travels 20 meters, a body travels 5 kilometers, like that only. So there is no direction is mentioned. So it's a scalar quantity. In your lower classes itself, you have studied that a body is said to be a scalar if it has only a magnitude. So that you are very familiar about that. And it's represented as AB line segment. Then what's the difference for displacement? So what's displacement? Displacement is nothing but the path traveled by the moving body in a given direction. The direction is given particularly for the movement of the body, then we call that as displacement. The only difference between distance and displacement is the direction only. If you are mentioning the direction in which direction the body is moving, then that's called as displacement. So for displacement, it's having both magnitude and direction. So, displacement is a vector quantity. The quantity which has both magnitude and direction, then we call that the body is a vector quantity. So, you are familiar with this